All right, so listen, inside of each and every one of us exists a light. This is a very unique vibrational pattern that is distinct in each individual. Over time, throughout our lives, we learn to diminish that light that lives inside of us. Now, you can find references to this in any spiritual texts, pop songs, kids' songs. And actually, if you have kids, it's very, very easy to see their light because they don't have a filter for it yet. So that's what I want to talk about, is this filter that we have on the light inside of us and how it gets there and why, how we can get rid of it and why we want to. When we're born, this light is pure and uninterrupted, but over time we learn to diminish the light ourselves. And I'm going to give you a quick example from my own life. I remember in nursery school, so I must have been 3 or 4. We had a project we were doing. It was an art project, and we were all sitting at this big table, and there was a bunch of wood on the table. There was wood glue. There were little hammers and little nails. The wood was all in different shapes and everything, and there was a bunch of paint. We were just told to make something. So that's what I did. I put my head down for about an hour, put 150% into what I was doing. I remember the teachers coming around asking if I needed help, and I was so absorbed, I didn't even acknowledge anything they were saying. And I was painting and nailing and gluing and going bananas for about an hour. And I remember when I was done, I had built this massive pile of wood that was glued and nailed together, all painted different colors, all the pieces of wood. I was so proud of myself, but when I looked up and looked around at what everybody else had done, everybody else made something that resembled something, like a house, a car, with the help from the teachers. But I remember just feeling like I had gotten something wrong. While I was in the process of creating and making what I was making, I was elated. It wasn't any magnificent art structure that would wind up in the Guggenheim or anything like that, but my light was shining as I was building this wonderful piece of art. When I looked up and when I saw everything and felt like I did something wrong, I felt shame. That shame got attached to the light that I let out. So over time, I learned to diminish that light so that I don't have to feel shame about how that light comes out of me, because it doesn't look like how it comes out of everybody else. So over time, we learn all different kinds of ways to diminish the light or, our vibrational frequency. So what happens? So we don't do what we love. We do things for a variety of reasons that really don't make sense to us. So how do we let that light shine, and how do we stop filtering it? We pay attention. We pay attention to what goes on in our head. If you really listen closely throughout the day, you will hear what your soul desires to do. Be it eat an ice cream cone, hop on a swing that you pass walking through a playground. Don't listen to the times you want to throw a brick in someone's face, because that comes from a different place. But anything benign, listen to. What you have to do is you have to start first noticing this stuff. First observing that your soul is desiring to do something, and it's desiring to express itself in some way. And that you'll find your natural inclination is to not allow yourself to do that for any variety of reasons. Like, oh, I'm too mature for that, I've got more important things to do, so on and so forth. This is how we squash the light that lives inside of us. So first step is to be aware of the fact that your light is trying to shine, and get used to hearing it. Get used to hearing it try to shine. And then the next step is to listen to it when it talks to you and do what it says. Regardless of how silly it sounds, regardless of how stupid it sounds, do what you're being asked to do, because that's coming from you, and you're the one stopping it. Okay, so what's the net effect of this? The net effect of this is that you will find that you will start being more geared to do all the things that you want to do, and you'll start becoming very attuned to your soul when it cries out that it wants to do something and that you're suppressing it, and you will start liberating it, and you will start doing all kinds of things that you enjoy. I promise you, your life will improve no matter where you are in life, no matter what you're going through, and it's going to weed people out. One of the reasons we get taught to filter our light is because people can't handle it. People don't like it. People don't like to see people's light. It's true. It's sad, but it's true. So you're gonna meet resistance when you start to let your light shine, because people are gonna want it to shut back down, and they're gonna tell you that you were so much better when you were much dimmer. It's not true. And this is the key. You gotta let that light shine so fucking bright that it blinds all the motherfuckers that are telling you what you can and can't do. They're not gonna be able to see your light anyway. So fuck them. Have a great day. Be light, be love, be awesome.